welcome to Collector Fusion. I stumbled on it just a second, a little bit.
You did. That's okay. I was totally expecting to hear "Whip It" right after the lay. I'm like, "Whip it." Okay, no, that's not it. Wrong one, wrong chat. Sorry. What's up, guys? How's everybody doing in YouTube land?
But we do also have a...
Now whip it. Whip it good.
There you go. See, that feels better now. I feel like
it feels complete now.
Something. It's all right.
As for the title of the episode, show goes, we're going to be talking about the Hasbro Pulse. Hasbro PulseCon. It used to be there used to be a thing called HasCon, but now it's Hasbro PulseCon.
It's a PulseCon. That sounds more dirty. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay with that.
We got some people coming in the chat. We got Darth Gutierrez, party on, gentlemen. Victor, I didn't see Hasbro's stream, so going in semi-blind. How's everyone tonight? There was some things where like Matt was doing. He was lucky enough. He played it on the replay. I was watching it live. And it's like,
well, I started watching it live, but I was at work, and so I kept having to like pause it and like do work things and come back and do work. But that like built up enough time in the live stream that when I got to stuff I didn't like, I could like skip. You know,
I wish you could have done that.
And hit the cursor over the forward cursor key and just, which of course I did through all of Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering. Because I
wish I could.
Nope. No offense to anybody that plays those games. That's fine. I don't, so I have no interest in it whatsoever.
If you was watching it live, you had to like the chat, watching the chat. The chat was basically doing the same thing. Move on.
Yeah. And I get it, because I feel like, I'm sure most people feel like is the vast majority of people watching that stream are not tabletop gamers.
Yeah.
You know, and no, I got friends. I have a very, very good friend who is a tabletop gamer. That's like his jam. That's his thing. I get it, right? But I don't think, PulseCon was a place or marketed in any way to attract any tabletop gamers. So even people who were interested in that stuff probably didn't watch, because from all the advertisement, you wouldn't have known that they were going to cover Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering. I certainly didn't know that.
Dungeons and Dragons, they talked about toys at the end a little bit, but with the Magic, it was like, holy crap, people, speed up. They were so slow about talking about their stuff too.
I will say, I was a couple times as I was skipping through the Dungeons and Dragons thing, I didn't stop, because I loved the two trailers they did, just because the artwork was like gorgeous. Like the Dungeons and Dragons artwork and some of the stuff. I think she was showing the what do you call the thing that the DM has to cover up his notes or whatever, that fold out. I don't know what you call it. She called it something. I don't know. I just remember because I stopped to look at it, just to look at the artwork on it and the artwork on the fronts of the books, because it looked awesome. Because I love fantasy stuff. I just don't have an interest in tabletop gaming. So
that's me.
So it's just not my thing.
I know people love it, and more power to them. And everybody's allowed to like their own thing. It's just I just never got into it.
I never did either. And I had friends that tried to get me into it. I've even like created characters for games and things like that, because I do find that part kind of interesting, But yeah, it's the playing. It's just not my thing. I can't do it.
It's like, if you play that card, I can counter with my blah 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 card.
I mean, I've got a real good friend who's real big into Warhammer, and he's into not the card games, but the dice with the miniature games and things like that. And I've got a real friend, and that seems mildly more interesting to me than the card games do.
Plus you get the hobby aspect too, of like actually painting up and fixing up your miniatures and stuff.
Yeah. So, anyway, we're not here to trash tabletop gaming for anything.
Oh, no. But before we get into that, I did get some good stuff this week.
What did you get? You get good?
I finally got it.
You got the Batmobile. You got it only 4.5 months after I did. Now, granted, yours is the different one. Yours is the gold label one.
Yeah, that comes with Batman.
It's been so long since I got mine. I'm already bored with it.
Well, fine. I just can't.
Seriously, because I saw that picture you sent me the other day when you're like, "Oh, I got it in." I was like, "Finally!" And I looked over at mine. And I went, "Eh." It's like made its way. It's made its way to the bottom shelf now. Like I'm already like on to other things at this point. But then again, I don't have the better version. I have the version with the gray cockpit, which makes no damn sense. But whatever. But no, I'm just like I'm looking at it and I'm like, it's disappointing to me now because I'm like, well, I didn't even get the gold label version, so I don't know what I was so excited for. And I don't really want to paint it, so I don't know what I'm going to do with it.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, plus, and we were talking about this the other day. Plus, it's like not even in 1/7 scale, or excuse me, 1/11 scale, 7-inch scale. And so I'm like, I'm now no longer impressed with the Batman that I have with him. So I'm just like, well, maybe I'll just pick it up and do it up like my DC UC Batman or something. And just
the Batmobile itself is actually a 1/12 scale car.
It's a 1/12 scale car.
Yeah, it's not like a 1-seater in it to fit a 1/10 figure in.
Yeah.
Darth, I did get it from Amazon. It's on Amazon exclusive. That Batmobile. Oh, and I got Orange Piccolo.
Nice.
Wait,
is that another one? No,
that is his newest form from the superhero movie. He's huge.
Okay.
A lot bigger figure. And I got another Fans Toys. I got Gears, but his third-party name is Variator. It's like a transmission, I guess. That's a weird name. Forget because they can't use the actual official names for it. And with like a lot of people know, Target is insanely putting everything on 50% off. I got Egghead mainly for a reason that it didn't pan out. I was wanting to swap heads with Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
But the Egghead body is huge, which actually works good for the unmasked Dr. Doom head.
Oh, nice.
I just need to put a longer neck peg on it because it's just barely sitting there because it's meant to sit. Egghead's head sits right on the shoulders. But that looks really good. Also looks like a Holland from what's his name? Dr. Holland from Swamp Thing, before he got turned into Swamp Thing.
Oh yeah.
I got the Doom by Monica Rambeau 2-pack.
Love that set. I love that set. I just hate her arms. Other than that, it's a great set.
Of course, you already knew that by me having the Doom head.
Well, yeah.
I got the Scroll 2-pack, which is what's weird. The Iron Man fist has holes in it. The knuckle, the thumb, and the pinky all has holes in it. You can see that in the index finger, really big hole. Surely that can't be it's got to be messed up on mine. It can't be right. I got the Hulk Banner 2-pack, which I just want to skip entirely because I thought it was too expensive. And I wasn't crazy about either the figure, but for $30, yeah, I got them. And I have to say, least impressive Hulk about any of them that's using this body. They made a new torso with less definition. The head's too big, and there's not an ounce of freaking paint on this body. It's all molded plastic. The only paint is on the heads. Even the crushed pipe that they were really advertising had the one that comes with the set, no paint. If you do not pay full price for this set, I want him to.
Well, the Hulk was supposed to be the draw, right? Like that's supposed to be the money. You're not paying for the Bruce Banner.
And the head sculpt on the Bruce Banner is awful. It looks nothing like any Bruce Banner I've ever seen. But yeah, the Hulk was supposed to be the main draw. They spent all this money and stuff to make a new torso, and they didn't make the butterfly joints go forward. And so you've got the heads are too big. There's no paint. You got this Great Hulk, you're good. This is a much better figure. That's the retro carded one.
Yeah.
And I picked up another one of these, $22. Scrap iron and the anti-armor drone. What I did with my other one, I took the helmeted head and backpack that comes, one of the extra heads comes with the treble bubble. That way you can have different looks. Yeah, the arms are horrible on Monica Rambeau.
Mm-hmm.
And something came in today. Oh! Snake Mountain.
Oh, Snake Mountain. I saw a bunch of those. Stan has a bunch of those at his store.
It was nice. I was supposed to get this like 3 or 4 weeks ago, but UPS lost it. So I had to get another one.
Well, I didn't get that much stuff this week. I did get a few things, which I've already showed you on Facebook. But I got these.
Oh, nice.
This one is transformed just because I made a video on it and I transformed him, and it took like about 45 minutes to transform him. Because I don't do Transformers. And I even had to read the damn instructions on how to transform him, because he comes in the box like this, which is how I want him, and I want to put him back that way. But I'm nervous now because it took forever just to transform him into a truck. Good Lord. I don't, as somebody who does not collect Transformers, these things have gotten incredibly complicated.
Yes.
Incredibly complicated. Anyway, these are the Temu knockoffs, which, by the way, and this is what I was wondering, when I asked you about it, I was wondering if you'd ever picked one of these up, because I'm very curious what it's like, because I know you have the real one. I'm assuming. I just assume that about you, that if it's an Optimus Prime, you have it.
Funny enough, that's one of the few primes I don't have.
Oh, you don't? Because I was curious to get your opinion on this. I don't know Transformers. However, I do know action figures. And to me, these things are awesome. They do not feel brittle. The plastic feels good quality. They look amazing. I was doing a bunch of comparisons to pictures and stuff. It looks identical to the real version. And these things are $15.
Damn,
and
retail on the main one would be like, it's a Voyager size class, so that'd be like $35 figure. So you got
and then I see them on the aftermarket now, and they're going for like anywhere from $40 to $60 for this dude, and $15 on Temu, not bad, right? But I am not a Transformers guy, so I'm not speaking from experience. I can just tell you, as an action figure collector, it's really awesome as a figure. The joints are tight. They feel solid. Nothing feels brittle. They feel great. It feels like a really good action figure. It did take me 45 minutes to transform him because I'm a Transformers noob. But
some of them have super complex transmissions. And
this is probably not a complex one, but for me it was. Getting him to look like this took me forever. And I will never do that again. I'm going to put him back in robot mode. I'm going to put him on my shelf, and I'm going to leave it alone because the robot mode is what I care about. But it looks good. It looks great. But again, $15, man. I don't know how you beat that. So, it's hard to beat. And then I picked up a couple of these dudes because they're the same guy with just different accessories. Also on Temu, which is the as I almost dropped my guy. Which is the Red Hood Arkham Knight Revoltech knockoff. And again, I think I paid $16 a piece for them, and they're awesome. And I can tell you, as somebody who owns Revoltech stuff, and I'm not a big fan of Revoltech, but I have several Revoltech figures that I've picked up over the years. And again, somebody who has a lot of action figures. These are extremely well made. And these are just as good as any Revoltech figure that I have. I've got several Iron Man. I've got Boba Fett. I've got quite a few Revoltech figures. And these dudes are awesome. And again, like I said, $16. $16 on Temu. Like, what the heck? And this guy right here, specifically the Arkham Knight one, seems to be one of the most expensive Revoltech figures you can pick up. He goes for like $140. Now, I understand why, because it's a really good figure. It's one of the better figures as far as hiding the goofy joints and things like that Revoltech does. But still, $140 versus $16. And he is the perfect size for my DC UC collection. He is absolutely dead on. He's right there with Batman and every other character. So I picked up a couple of those, like I said, for $16 piece, so I could have one, in each configuration as Arkham Knight and Red Hood, and I love them. They're awesome. I highly recommend them.
Nice.
So,
well, speaking of Optimus Prime, so I've had it for a while and just never got it out of the box. Is another Mastermind Creations, and why does my connection keep doing this?
What's it doing? We can see you and hear you.
Oh, okay, good. I got the Mastermind Creations version of Optimus Prime. It's their super hyper articulated figure.
Yeah,
and it's got an instruction manual how to articulate the figure. It's got so much articulation. But this is like his IDW, or like it's the sub story, like first IDW started the Stormbreaker story arc. This is what Optimus looked like.
What, he became Thor?
Stormbreaker was Thunder. I just forgot his name. I'm getting old.
Thundercracker? That's the only Thunder.
No, it's yeah, but
something like that.
Hello,
all right.
How are we doing today?
Hello, Quinn.
Sorry, I jumped on a little bit late. I had customers to take care of.
You're supposed to forget those and come on and hang out.
You're supposed to shut the store down when the chat starts.
Right? I should, right? But, got to pay the bills.
That one poster you got there in the back, I keep somebody's staring through a window at you.
But this?
No. Yeah. The other other way. The one you...
Over here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my Justice League wall mural.
All right.
A lot of good reveals today at the Hascon. It's a lot of stuff we've already seen.
Yeah,
a lot
of stuff we've already seen. There was some stuff that we hadn't seen, but not much. Most of it's stuff we had seen, but it was nice to see it in better pictures and things like that.
Oh yeah.
Can we start out by just saying? So I've been watching Dan Larson, Toy Galaxy, Secret Galaxy, whatever it goes by now, since like 2015, since this channel started. I've never seen that dude look so uncomfortable in my life.
Well, last year
with the guy that he was paired with, wasn't it?
Well,
so yeah. By the way, that's the other thing I'd like to point out. Thew is a douchebag. Okay, now I say that not because I know who he is. I've never heard of this dude in my life. Apparently he's a YouTuber. Cool, good for you. I make that assessment purely based on the fact that he calls himself Thew. Your name is Matthew. As someone named Matt, I'm telling you, there is no such name as Thew. People who are like, I'm going to call myself Thew to be different. You're a douchebag. Stop, please. You should call yourself Matt like the rest of us do. It's normal. It makes sense. Thew is not the name.
Maybe it's
a thing. Another thing with Dan Larson, like a year or two ago, he did a big rant and he said F Hasbro, like on his video.
Yeah.
And that's a name about it. Will be the host for Hasbro PulseCon.
Good. I mean, look, I like Dan Larson. I've been watching his stuff for a long time. I actually, I like his channel. I don't like his channel as much as I used to because it's not so much toys anymore. I still like his little mini docs that he does on all the different type, pop culture things. They're still cool. I still like it. I just wish they still did toy videos as well as that. But I still like Dan Larson. But yeah, no, I think it was great. Get the guy on that said F Hasbro. Why not?
He was a good presenter, but you could tell that British guy, he was stepping on his lines. You know, and you could tell there was a little bit of a look there from Larson on occasion. He just like, all right, fine. You know, just let the guy talk.
He, to me, from having watched him for 8 years now, he looked uncomfortable. He looked like he was out of his element.
I think
he was like, did not like being on stage with you or whatever. You know, and it was just, anyway.
I do like the fact this has Hasbro PulseCon. They didn't do it geared toward little kids. Last year, it was so annoying. All the hosts were like talking to the audience like they're little small children.
Although we did, what I thought was funny is right at the beginning. I don't remember the lady's name who was there. I've seen her before in other stuff. The marketing lady.
Emily.
I like the whole 5 to 10 minute be nice speech. That just then instantly resulted in everybody in the chat starting to trash everybody, which was hilarious. Like, who didn't see that coming? Like, you know,
one of the comments that caught my eyes, like, where can I get that car cover that Emily's wearing?
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
Like, I'm just saying, like, maybe if you don't lecture people about being nice for 5 to 10 minutes at the beginning of a toy,
it is the internet. Don't
things
tell people.
Might work better for you. Have you never been online before? Do you not understand how this works? Like, just move on with the toys. Like, that's anyway. I'm just getting that out of the way first because there was actually a lot of stuff that I liked in this. I saw a lot of cool stuff, a lot of stuff that I want. I was actually, for the most part, very happy with what I saw. This is the first full PulseCon I've ever watched. I've seen bits and pieces. I usually watch clips afterwards. I actually put it on. I had it on 30 minutes before it started and was waiting for it to start live and all that kind of stuff. So this is the first time I ever watched it, and I was like, oh, there's a lot of cool stuff that I want. That I was coveting most of the things I saw on the screen, at least with the properties I collect. Like, we can go through it in whatever order you want. I thought the easiest way to do it would be to go through it how they presented it, which was Power Rangers first, to which I said, I don't care about Power Rangers. I just don't care about Power Rangers. Yeah. Although I will say that Omega Pack looks cool. I don't care about those characters, but they're the best looking Power Rangers figures I've seen come out of Lightning Collection so far. I'm tempted to get get those just for the sake of I don't know, kit bashes or something, because they're really cool looking figures, even though I have no stake in Power Rangers whatsoever.
Speaking of Power Rangers, if you look right up there, right there, that's Jason Font. He's the Red Time Force Ranger. He was here in my store.
Yeah, but that's the picture I was referring to. It looks like somebody staring through your window.
Yeah.
He is.
He's watching, making sure. Don't say anything bad about Power Rangers in front of him.
Watching. But you know what? I will say this. I was surprised, but I really wish there was a little bit more customization on their selfie series. I know they're allowing molded beards now instead of painted on, and they're doing glasses, which is great. But here, and I've got mine right here. And you can see this mug. This is the one that I got.
That looks like John Campea.
Yeah, it looks. That's supposed to. Sorry, it's not focusing that well. That's supposed to mean me. I look like I'm bloated, like I've been out in the sun for too long, you know, and I've been dead for a week.
That's one thing I noticed with little selfie series, Gen 1s. All the faces look exactly the same.
Yeah. I need to step away real quick. I'll be right back.
Well, and the one thing I noticed was, so for anybody that's watched the Toy Galaxy Secret Galaxy channel, he did a kit bash of himself with that Reed Richards head, the bearded Reed Richards head. He did it a couple years ago or something. That looks way more like him than that selfie series that he had sitting on the stage next to him.
Oh,
I think the selfie series.
The General Hawk looks like Dan Larson.
Yeah, I think the selfie series is absolutely stupid. You're paying for a head for $60.
And
no, sorry. No.
And plus, too, I'm not narcissistic enough where I want an action figure of myself.
No, I mean, I just don't. To me, it makes no monetary sense. You're paying so much money for something that I've not seen one version that actually looks like the person it's supposed to look like. Every selfie series that I have ever seen looked horrible.
The ones that do selfie series at San Diego Comic-Con, they have a booth set up with all their high-tech, really nice equipment. You'll get a really nice figure there. What you get off the cell phone app, no, I'm sorry. They need to give you a little bit more ability to customize. Like, you know, if you look too big and you're wide in your face, you need to be able to narrow it or give different face shapes. They don't. They give you a standard.
What they need to do is have like a full 3D scan and do a 3D printed head for it. And
so what
they're
we're
using
saying
like
is,
mass market little head, like mass produced heads, and just printing people's faces on.
That's exactly what it is. Yep.
so what we're saying here is you can get a good selfie series head. All you have to do is pay the roughly $2,000 it costs to go to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
That's all. And you can get a good selfie series head. Great. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I'm sorry.
The Grimlock looks
Everybody's
great,
got
but
that type of money. I mean, let me just get it out of the coffee can in the back, guys. You know, everybody's
Yeah, I
got their
feel like I
money
could
to throw around.
cash better. Like if I really wanted to do, bald dude with a beard or something for myself, like there are other, you know what I mean? I'll just get one of those Bill Burr heads and mold on a beard. You
the
know,
glasses that come with Bruce Banner, they're almost like your glasses.
Yeah, right.
there you go. I could kit bash a better, Geek Fusion head sculpt.
I agree.
Yeah.
I could probably do the same thing.
So anyway, well, yeah. I don't know. Anyway, all right.
All right, let's.
I don't want to talk about selfie
Time for
series.
toys.
They suck. I thought they sucked from the beginning, and I get the thing they suck.
Look at that custom.
Nice.
You like that?
Yeah. Oh, you put a Deathlock head on it.
Yes, sir. Ooh, he looks really nice.
Cool, Bash.
Yeah, I did the same thing with. Oh, I'm totally gonna knock everything down here. I did the same thing with this Deathlock.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. Really easy customs, man.
There's a guy on eBay. He does really good castings. He does that chest piece in different translucent materials, different colors, reds, yellows, and
nice.
blues. And I need to order a few of those for replace the black chest panel. You got all that beautiful painted detail underneath that, then it's covered up with a black panel.
They should have done a translucent cover for these figures. Because while I can appreciate the little battle damage, the little cracks and crevices here. I mean, it's nice, but I think a clear version, and I think the old 3/4 inch. Oh, those are nice.
Non-F Productions.
Mm-hmm.
He makes crystal clear ones, and they're like they're not resin molds. He actually has an injection molder and makes these things, so it's sort of like production pieces.
Nice.
And we were talking about toys.
Why would we talk about toys? That just seems boring.
Toys? No. Boo, down with toys. Down, boo.
I see we're starting off with Star Wars.
So I figure we should go in order. There's one of those stupid selfie series.
Well,
what is
it
that?
started with Transformers.
Hold on. If you look at those selfie...
Oh, that's right. It did start with Transformers.
If you look at those selfie series...
I just know nothing about Transformers.
Those look really, really good. But because they're making them in-house right there with all their nice equipment. They look so great from a distance. You look at mine from a distance, it still looks like crap. Yeah, I'm not happy with that at all.
So, Jared, you're right. We should have started with Transformers. I completely forgot because I don't know anything about Transformers, so I didn't pay attention. Like, I was paying attention, but, I didn't, pull up pictures and shots and things like that of the Transformers. I will say, the ones that caught my attention, again, as a non-Transformers collector, were the animated ones that they rolled out with I forget what is the name of that series where they look more cartoony? It's not Prime. It's not Transformers Prime.
It's animated. Transformers animated.
It's called Transformers
animated. Those look cool. The Bumblebee and the Optimus Prime from that they showed off today looked cool to me as somebody who doesn't collect Transformers.
I hope they do a Megatron, because in that series, Megatron was a helicopter, a twin-bladed helicopter.
Like that one, those two I saw. Then they showed off a bunch of the core class ones, which to me don't. I mean, they're I don't get the core. Does anybody collect the core class ones?
That
Like,
only
really?
if the character makes sense that size.
It's very rare now. Like the Spike Wiki and the little exosuit, I got that one, and the so is that Wheelie? I got Wheelie, but that's about the only ones that I collect.
I mean, they're not only are they small, but they don't have hardly any detail or paint on them.
Yep.
They're just molded plastic. And the transformations I've noticed on those, because my kids have picked up some of those over the years, you know, are like not good. Like, what was the one they were showing that was the jet? And like the whole front end of the jet is just the top piece, and it's all hollow underneath. It's not even like a complete nose cone. It's just like cut in half. Like the detail, the paint, the sculpt, those things just aren't really there on those core class figures. So those don't interest me at all, but I don't imagine they interest a lot of people. Those look like the ones you get for kids, by and large.
With the Megatron, too, that they showed, those Energon Megatron, he is a giant figure, his original figure, and they just made a little tiny core class Megatron. I don't know what the point of those are.
Yeah.
They're not, unless you just want them to display with your Titan class figures.
I think they make those core class for small kids. That way they can have a non-technical transformer to transform and play with, you know, because they are pretty easy to transform.
Yeah. I'm not even worried, to be honest, and like we were talking about earlier, I don't, the Transformers is not my thing, but the ones I do have, I just leave in robot mode all the time. So I'm not even worried about like how complicated it is to transform them. I just want them to look good as robots. And those to me don't look great, but I'm okay. There we go. I've bashed the core class Transformers enough. Again, going into once they started stepping up to the other stuff they were showing off, especially that animated version thing, those looked really cool. I dig those kind of overly exaggerated animated designs, and the fact that they were able to put that in plastic form and still have it look good both as a robot and as a vehicle, I thought was pretty cool. That, like I said, that Bumblebee and that Prime looked really good. Yeah. And they still look like Prime still had this like V-shaped torso, which is somehow like not at all what he looks like when he transforms into a truck, but it's supposed to be the front of the truck or whatever. But they pulled it off to where he looked good both ways, but he still looked very, very animated.
I did like the fact that they're still trying to make Beast Wars stuff, which that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just realized my microphone is 5 miles away from me.
Well, that's probably not good. Although that does say it was a good microphone because we could still hear you very well.
Yeah, we could hear you.
I was rearranging my stuff around my desk. And I pushed it over to the side, and I forgot to move it right where it should be. Now, can you hear me fine now?
Yes, sir.
I got up to get my original animated Optimus Prime. This is the
nice.
And he had like a spinning. Someone had gimmicks where he spin. But
see, I've never liked action figures that have action features. I've never saw a need for that because that's why they're called action figures. You put them in their own action poses. You know, the spring-loaded arms and stuff. I hated that. Always hated that. It always took away from like the posability and extra articulation. I'll be right back.
This one's actually got the mouth plate where you can take it up and down for different looks. Where they said they're doing it without his mouth plate.
Yeah.
This one you can just it goes down, but you get it like right on his chin. So it's not the best, but the new one looks good though. I just not really a fan of the newer Transformers. Have a lot of hollow parts, like the thighs are hollow. This one you can see it's nice and smooth, complete. There's no hollow bits. Which is created like a big market for like a third-party kits to like fill in like cover all that stuff up.
Yeah. Which I mean, I don't know. When you have to do all that to a figure, especially figures that cost, and like I'm like, okay, when it comes to Hasbro's stuff, All right, which the main ones are Transformers, G.I. Joe, Star Wars, and Marvel. Right. When it comes to Transformers is the most expensive franchise they have. That's the most expensive collection of toys they have. Even the small ones cost like $50, and then regular size ones that everybody wants cost like $29.99 and up.
Mm-hmm.
Especially once you get into like all these, I don't know, different classes, Voyager class, and
deluxes are now $25, which is insane.
You know,
they were $10 for forever.
Yeah.
Then they made them like $12.99, $14.99, $15.99. Now they're $25.99 for a deluxe class, which is way too expensive.
Yeah. So it just like, yeah. And look, you can say that about everything, by the way. I get it. You know, almost like you spend your days just making stuff that you've bought better. So
yeah,
I can say that about everything, but especially with like, and that's what I noticed because, you know, like when we were here a while back, and forgive me, I don't remember what it was, but you know, you had one of those huge, was it, what's his name? The big, I'm blanking on his name now. The big Decepticon.
Scorponaut. Yeah.
Like I can only dream how much that damn thing costs, and you were sitting there putting custom parts on it to make it better, and I'm like, good Lord. Like, because that thing looked, I don't know. I'm guessing that thing costs a couple $100.
I think when that Scorponaut came out, he was like around about $150, I think.
Yeah, and you're having to order custom parts just to make him look decent?
Yeah.
Good
Lord. They make them the same size as Fort Max.
Yeah. I'm just saying, for a franchise that has regularly $100+ figures in their line, like it's not like a HasLab, like, you know, with Marvel Legends or G.I. Joe or whatever, like once in a while there's a HasLab once a year that comes along that's really expensive. Like, it's not uncommon for Transformers there to be really expensive figures.
Oh, it's like when people, as a Transformer collector, when people are like bitching about like a HasLab, like the Giant Man being expensive at $200, it's like, you don't collect, you don't know anything about Transformers, do you?
If you're a Transformers collector, you've already grown those calluses over your wallet. Like, you're like, $200, okay? Shh, why not?
This is $100.
Yeah. So, I get that. Or if you like only exclusively collect import stuff, like, you know, I don't know, SH Figure Arts and Mafex and whatever else. Like, you're like, Giant Man, sure, why not? He's 2 feet tall. You know, if you're collecting $20 figures all the time, you're like, oh my God, that's insane.
Yeah, they would, like, most people like would be in sticker shock for what this guy cost. Okay, let me take a guess. Take a guess. Hey.
$109.99.
Nope.
More or less? $129.99. Jesus Christ, I don't want to go up anymore.
$139.99.
Shit. Now, I ended up getting rid of them because I realized it was a collection I was never going to build out. I did briefly collect SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball figures, and I only got up to about like 10 of them, and then I kind of stopped buying them, and I realized I'm never going to finish this collection, and I'm never going to care about it, so I ended up selling them. But they're really good figures. But I can tell you the most I ever paid for one of those was probably $45.
He was one of the things that makes that one expensive too. It's not a mass retail fee. The mass retail, like some of their other SH Figure Arts.
Yeah,
that was like a exclusive that like it costs more to import them in. They're already like limited number. It's way overpriced. But let's back to the Hasbro Pulse.
Hasbro Pulse. PulseCon. So, okay, Star Wars. We got the Star Killer 3-pack, which I like. I still don't know what the price is. Have you checked the prices yet on these?
I have not.
I've checked them on some of them. I don't remember what this one is. Actually, let me see. It might be here. Do we have the 3-pack? Hu Yang.
It's a Pulse exclusive. It's their PulseCon exclusive.
Oh, it's not even up for pre-order yet. Okay, well, never mind.
You have to go to their Hasbro Pulse.
Yeah, so I would buy Star Killer hands down, and I feel like at some point they're probably going to release him by himself.
$11.
$111. There's no way in hell I'm paying $110 plus shipping, which is going to be at least $125, all said and done. There's no way I'm paying $125 to get a Star Killer figure. Thank you, Ghost Shadow. That is insane.
That RC Grimlock, like the voice command Grimlock, is $1,700 plus tax and shipping.
That is no. That thing ain't that cool. Like, it's cool, but it ain't that cool.
I'll transform. I don't mind transforming my figures myself.
Yeah, this is cool. I like Star Killer. I played both of the games. I like this character. I think this is a good figure. Not any way in hell I'm going to pay $120, $125 after shipping and taxes for this dude just to get him with a couple of stormtroopers. No, sorry.
Yeah.
That is not going to happen. So, yeah, cool figure, but no.
It looks fantastic, but
no. I do like a Jedi Revan. That looks cool. Then again, I do like vintage collection stuff. So this is a really cool little vintage collection figure. The HK-47. When you say HK-47 to me, I think of something completely different. We won't go into that here.
we can talk about it when we get to G.I. Joe.
Yeah. But it looks like a cool figure. But I do like the Jedi Revan. That is pretty sweet looking. I would like to pick up this 2-pack. I'm sure this is a $40 2-pack at least.
Probably.
I will, but I do also. So here's the thing. I was looking at this figure here. So I've got the Black Series Krennic, right? I'm a huge Rogue One fan, and I've got a lot of the Black Series Rogue One figures. Even though, to be honest, they're not great figures. I'm gonna be real straight with you. That Rogue One wave that came out years ago was not great, but just putting that aside, so I've got this Krennic figure.
You still see people trying to sell those figures at cons. They just don't move.
No.
Even when they're like marked down to almost giveaway, pretty much giveaway prices.
I like having them because I like the movie, but they're not great figures.
Walmart had them for $5 a piece back in the day, and
that's when I bought them.
It was forever.
Yeah, that's when I bought them.
I saw Jyn Erso for $2 at a con.
Yeah. And by the way, and out of all the figures in that wave, Jyn Erso is the best.
Yeah.
So Jyn Erso is the best figure in that wave. But I will say, having the Black Series Krennic figure, this vintage collection figure is way better than the Black Series. The face sculpt, the everything on it, the cape, the body sculpt, everything. This is a figure I definitely want as a Rogue One fan. As probably, I don't know, am I the only one in here that collects 3 3/4 still? I may be. It's fine, whatever. I know I'm old.
He's got a figure. The actor's got a figure both in Legends and Star Wars now.
Mm-hmm. So
I just got in the new wave of the 3 3/4 inch. I got the small Padawan Anakin. I got in the teenage version of Ahsoka. I got an Obi-Wan and Mace Windu, and then I got the Navarro bar set as well that comes with a carded Death Trooper. I got those in on Wednesday, and those are already half gone.
Yeah. And again, going back, I dig this wave. This is a great wave for me. This Sabine Wren is way too expensive. We talked about this before when they first announced her back at SDCC. This is $40 for her. There's no way I'm paying $40 for her.
And
because she comes with a freaking Loth Cat or whatever that is.
And they didn't put her on a bubble card. It's like
no, they didn't. And I don't know why, because it's still a single figure. She doesn't come with an accessory other than a Loth Cat and her armor, so they could have. Putting that aside, the rest of these figures, I totally want the rest of these figures. That Grand Admiral Thrawn, Hera, the HK-87, the Ahsoka. I've only got a couple of Ahsoka 3 3/4 inch. Even the Morgan Elsbeth is a good looking figure. I saw some close-ups of her, and it's really well done. I'm digging this wave. I'm just not going to buy Sabine because that's just too expensive for one bit. I'm sorry. And look, I get it. Prices have gone up. But when we're getting to the point to where vintage collection figures are $20 and only $5 less than a Black Series, like I'm going to get real picky on what I pick up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because these should be like $12.99, $13.99.
This is different when it's like a little tiny company making figures.
Yes.
It's a small Hasbro's amount of figures they make. They're $1 billion company. They're producing thousands and thousands of these things. The price points are too high.
I think $10.99 max for a 3 3/4 inch figure is fine. When you're doing $16, including tax or more, depending on where you're buying them, again, like you said, I'd rather pay the extra $5, buy a 6-inch figure, better paint apps, better detail.
Which I will say though, however, I'll basically say two things about that. First of all, it sucks for me because when it comes to Star Wars, I prefer the 3 3/4 inch. I still like that. I would rather have the character in 3 3/4 inch than 6-inch. The other side of that is that I've got too many examples of 3 3/4 inch, or I guess they're now technically 4-inch figures that I also have in 6-inch, and the 4-inch figure is better. Just like that Krennic.
Mm-hmm.
There are more than a few examples of the 3 3/4 inch figure being better, having better detail, having better paint, and looking more character accurate. Why? I don't know. And I don't see this really in, like, I think the only other one you can really point to is G.I. Joe, I guess. But
okay,
like,
I just remembered Alec Holland was Swamp Thing's name before he turned.
Alec Holland, yes. I do remember that. I didn't remember that till you said it, but as soon as you did, I was like, "Oh yeah!" I instantly got a picture in my head of the character Alec Holland from the '80s Swamp Thing movie.
Does it not look like a Alec Holland with a Dr. Doom head?
It does. But I can't be the only one that loved that '80s Swamp Thing movie.
I did.
I loved that. I know they did some horrible sequels to it. And then didn't USA do a Swamp Thing series in like the mid to late '80s? I think.
I
think they did.
I think it was in the '90s.
Was it in the '90s? I don't remember when it was. I just remember now. To be perfectly honest, part of why I probably liked that Swamp Thing '80s movie was because of Adrienne Barbeau's titties. I'm not gonna lie. She was constantly wearing a halter top or whatever the whole time, and I was a young boy, and that was obviously something that.
And then the unrated version, you got to see them.
Yeah, exactly.
Or whatever the unedited version.
Yeah.
The non-PBS version.
Vintage Collection Chopper is awesome. He's got the head that tilts and everything, so you can do some movements with him. The head, whatever, the top of his bucket there moves around. He comes with all the accessories, which looks great. I totally dig this. This is right up my alley. As somebody who likes the smaller scale stuff, the detail on him is just amazing for what he is.
Yep.
The Heather Locklear was Swamp Thing 2.
Heather Locklear, there you go. I totally dig this. I'm loving this. This is great. Give me more Chopper. I don't have enough little droids. I need more. And
plus he's a homicidal little droid.
Yeah,
the droids are my favorite out of Star Wars. Any character
Chopper is the best droid. Chopper is the best droid in Star Wars, and it's such a shame because if you did not watch Rebels, you don't know who. You know how many friends of mine I've talked to that do like Star Wars, and you talk to them about any of the characters from Rebels, and they just don't know what you're talking about because those characters have never been anywhere else until Ahsoka. And Chopper is awesome. He is the greatest droid in the history of Star Wars.
Now, Name of Hell is talking about there was also a Swamp Thing cartoon, which I remember that too because they used the Wild Thing, reworded it as Swamp Thing.
I do remember the cartoon. I might have watched some episodes, but I definitely remember the toys. They did a toy line from that cartoon.
In the 90s.
Yeah, I do remember that. Okay, so we got Hu Yang, great droid. I like that he comes with his extra lightsaber holding arms on his back. Again, great stuff there. So I'm digging all. So far, I'm happy with what Vintage Collection has announced. This is just HasLab updates, which just pisses me off because I didn't get the HasLab, but I would love to have all these figures. I would love to have the HasLab. To be honest, had I had the $550 to spend, I totally would have bought that Ghost HasLab. Totally would have. Didn't have the money, couldn't pre-order it. Totally would have been one because that's, again, right up my alley. We don't need to see pictures of you guys. Shut up. So these were pointless because it's like for us, this is just exclusively outside of the U.S. They're re-releasing some of these archive figures, so I don't care. And besides, we have all these figures. Okay, so then we get to our Black Series Ahsoka wave, which is solid. A lot of good figures here. You've got Sabine and Hera and Ahsoka and Chopper and Hu Yang, and for some reason we're getting a young Ezra, which I don't understand. Why we're getting young? He's the only one that doesn't seem to fit in. I mean, look, I'll take it. Like young Ezra, cool. It looks like a good figure. It's that kind of what they've done with a lot of the ones, and I've got a few of them over here. What they've done where it's kind of like it's sort of animation-esque, but with a little reality to it, or reality, whatever. It's kind of mimicking both, and so that's cool. Whatever, we get an Ezra figure. I just don't understand why we're not getting the Ezra we just saw in the latest episode, considering this is all an Ahsoka wave. But the figures all look great. I would say probably the best one out of these, even though he turned out to be the most disappointing character in the show, is Marek. And we were looking at this figure here a couple of weeks ago, and it is a great looking figure, even though his character ended up being a giant nothing burger in the show. Great looking figure. However, my biggest disappointment with this wave is that we're going to have to wait like 6 months for a completely separate two-figure wave to get what are clearly the best ones here, which is Baylan's skull and what's her face? Hattie? I don't know, but this Ray Stevenson looks amazing. I totally want this figure, and he is quickly becoming my favorite character on the show. I'm digging him a lot. Fantastic looking figure.
Somebody had like a really good idea too. One of these groups I was in, since he's passed away, Ray Stevenson, the guy in the Wolverine Origins movie with the guy that played Sabretooth, the different actor.
Yeah,
they're the same height. Yeah, they're the same height. They look similar builds. Could be replaced Ray Stevenson in the show if he survives.
Maybe if he lives. I mean, we'll find out if he lives to the end of the. But you know what? Okay, I'm gonna try it. This is. I was gonna save this for tomorrow, but you know what? There's been rumors coming out that what is this? I'm blanking on her name. Shin Hati, whatever her name is. That there have been rumors coming out of Lucasfilm that they are going to do a Luke Mara Jade storyline with her and Ezra instead. They're going to do that, did the good guy, bad guy team up and eventually like hook up and get together. I don't know if that's true or not, but anyway, sorry. I blurted that out there in the middle of nothing.
Bring in recast Luke Skywalker.
They should just recast Luke Skywalker. They're not going to do that for whatever reason. They've decided they won't. I don't think that has anything to do with Dave Filoni. I think that's a Disney mandate because Dave Filoni totally would have recast if he had a choice.
It's like when they brought back in the guy to play Boba Fett. He's way too old for the time period Boba Fett takes place.
Exactly. And I get it. I like him. Great actor, whatever. I've seen him in a bunch of stuff. But maybe it's time to recast. But no, I do think you're right. Lev Schreiber would be really good as this. And he is now rumored to be back in the Disney family since he's rumored to be in Deadpool 3. So wouldn't be much of a stretch. But I really dig these two figures, the Baylan and the Shin. I think these are awesome. I just hate that they weren't part of the original Ahsoka wave. They should have been. But we're going to have to wait 6 months after the Ahsoka wave comes out to get these two figures released. Hopefully we won't, but that's what they're announcing, essentially. So, and I don't care about lightsabers or helmets, which is what we get here. I don't know if anybody else.
It's hilarious, like the fan votes. Like, well, what do you like better? Hardly anybody voted for the role-playing stuff.
Yeah, no. I mean, they're cool, and if you collect this stuff, great. This is not something I care about. We did get our pipeline reveals, so we've got Cal Kestis in his Imperial officer outfit. I like Cal Kestis. I've got the other two versions of him. Not really interested in an Imperial Officer version of him, even though this is vintage collection. I'd rather have a vintage collection regular version of Cal Kestis. We got the Mandalorian Judge, and am I the only one who's just kind of burnt out on all the different versions of Mandalorian figures in Star Wars?
No, you're not. They're not alone.
Like, I'm just kind of done. Like, I have a bunch of Mandalorian figures. I have massive amounts of Mandalorian figures of all different kinds, all different characters, both in 6-inch scale and in 3 3/4-inch scale. And I'm tired of Mandalorians. Give me something else. However, I am not tired of Clone Troopers. So maybe I'm just being a hypocrite because I dig this 4-pack here for the Phase 2 Clone Troopers. That one I do like. So maybe I'm just being a hypocrite. I don't know, because I can never get tired of Troopers. Troopers are awesome. They are a part of Star Wars at its core. So anyway, we get some vintage collection reveals. We got our Black Series reveals, which is a lot of stuff we've already gotten before. First of all, 2 different Mandalorians in this wave. Mandalorian Season 3 outfit. Was there really that big of a difference? No, there wasn't. Do we need a whole new figure of him? No, we don't. But whatever. Mandalorian Night Owl, kind of cool. But again, I'm burnt out on Mandalorians. I do dig the Phase 1 Clone Trooper. A new Darth Vader from A New Hope, cool, but my go-to Darth Vader for 6-inch scale is my 40th anniversary Black Series Darth Vader that I've had for years. He is the best 6-inch scale Darth Vader I have ever seen. I'll be fine. I'll be fine with that.
We got more stuff.
There is more. I'm just going through the Star Wars stuff first, which I believe we're done with. Yes, that was it. That was all for Star Wars. We've gone through everything Star Wars that was released. I think a lot of cool stuff there, but I'm a Star Wars simp, so whatever. You know,
I should point out that the archive wave that had Darth Vader and Bo-Katan and the other 2, those are not going to be released here in the U.S. It's going to be overseas only.
Yeah.
The Victor's what? No Vespa Gang figures?
No, surprisingly. Yeah. So we do get some Spider-Man. Look, this is all, by the way, all this, I think everything from Marvel Legends, I knew. I think, didn't we know everything from Marvel? I don't think anything new.
Rectangular's list has been spot on, like his leaked list. And
yeah, but most of what we saw was stuff that we saw at Comic-Con.
Rectangular and Yoon, just so you know.
No, that new wave though, that was pretty well. We saw a couple of the figures, but the rest of the wave,
because we had seen Power Princess and Justice and Vision and Crystar, but we hadn't seen the rest of that wave. Yeah, by the way, I will be honest, I got a nerd boner the minute they showed Crystar again. I love translucent figures. I am going to buy so many Crystars. I don't know why. Maybe I'll just figure out ways to do the entire Crystar army, even though that's supposed to be specifically the main character. I loved Crystar. That was probably the thing that got me most excited today. As stupid as that sounds, I love Crystar because he just looked great. But anyway,
when I first saw like Crystar, it's like I was telling Matt, it's like, who the fuck asked for that? It's like, I did.
Me. This dude right here was begging for a Crystar. I want them to do the whole Crystar cast, the whole army of Crystar figures. I don't care. I'm that guy. So
I never bought that 3-pack. The back on the Spider-Man figures. That 3-pack came out without their unmasked heads. I didn't buy it because they didn't have their unmasked heads. I knew this had to be coming.
Oh yeah, everybody knew. Everybody knew it was coming. I will say, I won't be picking them up. I looked at them like that's a decent head, but I'm gonna be honest. The one you painted for me, way better.
I have to agree.
And
that doesn't look like Tobey Maguire.
No, and that's the only difference between this and the one I already have. Now I will say the Andrew Garfield head does look better.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's enough to get me to want this figure. Maybe. I'm like 50. I'm 50-50. I'm waffling on this one.
You bought the 3-pack, didn't you?
I bought the 3-pack, yeah. And I will say, by the way, I will officially go on record right now and say this is the best Spider-Man figure Marvel Legends has ever produced. This is the best Spider-Man figure Marvel Legends has ever
I'm
produced.
going to disagree. Howard the Duck from the What If wave was the best one.
Well, now he's not Spider-Man.
I'm just messing with you.
No, this Amazing Spider-Man from that 3-pack, best Spider-Man buck they have ever done. Looks like Spider-Man. He's not too big and bulky, but he's slim and, you know, in shape and all that kind of stuff, as you would expect Spider-Man to be. Best Spider-Man figure ever released. And that is the only reason why I'm considering purchasing him again.
I got all the figures you sent me to make this now.
Oh, thank you, sir. Yeah, they show up like one day right after the other.
Yeah.
So I got the notifications like 2 days in a row. Oh, this one showed up. Oh, this one showed up. I was like, all right, cool.
To be just a red body with the nice wash and everything, but it looks so damn good.
Dude, it's awesome. It's so awesome. It's freaking amazing. Not amazing Spider-Man amazing, but it is amazing. I do like this Amazing Spider-Man 2 retro card back. Not that I keep my stuff on.
I like the packaging. I definitely like the packaging.
This is the one I want. Out of all the ones they showed, this is like the one I'm like, yes, I'm definitely going to get this dude.
That is classic Spider-Man right there. I know it's the Spider-Man costume from the end of the movie, but it looks really good. It looks like it's either comic book or movie. It doubles as both.
Yep.
In my book.
Yeah, absolutely. Even with, you know, and I won't be putting the head on him. I'm gonna have him looking just like this.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I mean, again, like you said, this could be comic book, this could be movie, doesn't matter. Like, that's awesome. That is a perfect looking Spider-Man figure. I love this. This is definitely one that I'm gonna get. It's great, man. And they even like it, and this, by the way, I don't know this for a fact, but this looks like a tweaked Andrew Garfield Spider-Man body. This is not the same body they normally use for the MCU Peter Parker.
This is all new. It's got the diaphragm joint and the upside down half.
He is taller and thinner than what they usually use for the Tom Holland Buck.
And all the
Spider-Man
are raised
beautifully for Spider-Man. That's perfect for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So it looks, to me, honestly, it looks like a reworked Andrew Garfield Spider-Man Buck from that 3-pack is what it looks like. It looks like they redid the molding. I did also like that they actually said the webbing is raised and painted. Awesome. Yep. So this is definitely one I'm probably going to pick up a couple of these. I don't care about MJ at all. I don't care about regularly clothed figures in my Marvel Legends. I know some people do collect them all. I do have a Tony Stark, whatever, because it's Tony Stark in a business suit. I don't care about regular non-superhero
characters. I don't mind them. Like a J. Jonah Jameson, I'll take him. I've got the comic book version, I've got the movie version, and I'm happy with both. Norman Osborn, I've got the comic book version. I would love, well, we're going to get the reveals here in a little bit, but the Green Goblin figure obviously has a unmasked Norman Osborn head. Throw that on a suited body, boom, you got a movie version Norman Osborn.
Yeah, I'm just, I don't know. When like that 2-pack came out last year or whenever it was.
It does look like she's got a buff body, that baggy sweater.
Whenever that 2-pack came out last year of Peter and Ned, like, I just could not have cared less.
Yeah, I didn't really care for the Ned too much. I did like the Peter Parker though.
The only reason I got that 2-pack, I made it.
Well, yeah, because you were doing what's his face from Prime, the kid,
Kevin Green. Yep.
Yeah. And again, don't care about Daredevil in a business suit. I will say it's a good suited figure. It looks great.
They used it for an excuse to make basically a new suited body.
Yeah,
it's pinless technology on there too, so that's a plus.
Yeah. They really need to replace the old suited bodies. This is the body used for Bruce Banner. Bow-legged legs, and it's terrible.
I mean, it's fine. It's a good figure. Not something I'm interested in at all. So, is that it? Is that all I had for the Marvel? Is that all they showed us?
There's more.
I'm just trying to go through the ones that we have here because I went to Toy Arc first. I don't care about Detroit Steel. I'm gonna be real honest with you. Don't give a crap. We've talked about this before. None of us give a crap about Detroit Steel. And then the winner of the most boring figure I saw all day is Sandman.
It's like he's got
What
no clothes. It's like
the
it's
hell
naked.
is this? This is the worst figure I've seen from Marvel Legends in a long, long time.
I mean, I know he was like that in the movie, but Jesus Christ, guys, they could have given us a 6-inch clothed version of him, but they didn't.
Or they could have done it like Toy Biz too, where the old Toy Biz
Have
said,
part
"Man,
of his outfit be showing with the stripes or something.
Exactly.
Something. Give me something. This is a boring figure.
Yep.
This is horrible.
They
They
could
were like,
They
they were
the
even like,
bodybuilder.
we don't need any ab articulation here. It's fine. And it's even more noticeable because he's just all one flat texture and color.
That is a big pass for me. Big
This is a horrible figure.
even with the add-ons, with the hand.
Yeah.
Nope.
This
You know,
thing
you know what would
looks
have made it
bad.
look a little better if they used like a translucent material where you can kind of see through the sand or something.
Something would have been better than that. It just like,
It's not even and it's not even a good buck where you could be like, when they go on clearance, I'll pick them up and do some customs.
I bet you $5. That's going to be a big pig warmer at retail.
Yeah, it is. It is a horrible figure. Let's see what else we got here. Any more Marvel? It's all Star Wars here. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Green Goblin. Of course, we saw this leak last week.
Home run right there. Home run.
All right, great looking figure. Do we have a price point on him yet?
Not yet.
I'm going to assume he's going to be around $36.
Oh God, no. This dude's going to be at least $50-$60.
Well, no. I mean, he might be 36, maybe 39. You
No.
know?
No, there's no way. Look at this. Look at the Avengers wave they just came out with.
Yeah,
I think
They're
with their
counting
current
this
price,
as
they're-
they're absolutely counting this as two figures because of his glider. This dude is at least $50. He's
Yeah.
at least the price of the G.I. Joe Classifieds. What's his face? The one you just picked up.
Yeah, I would say
Which is-
he's going to be $44.99.
I will be surprised if he's $44.
that's about a reasonable price for him.
I know. I think it's a reasonable price. Don't get me wrong. I think this thing should be $30. This thing should be
This is
$29.99.
$44.99.
Yeah.
So I figured.
Which, by the way, but remember, you got that for $44.99. That was not MSRP. MSRP on that was $55.
No, well, I got it for $22 recently.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying,
If we could all get them for $22. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, I am guessing this dude is at least $49.99, which I think is a ripoff. That is $20 more than he should be. I will still probably be a dumbass and buy him.
Oh,
But-
I'm ordering them for the store. That's for damn sure.
And you're putting one away for me?
If you want, I will set one
I,
aside. for you.
I definitely want him, and I will totally overpay for him.
I'll charge you double.
Oh, there you go.
Yay! Profit, finally.
But I totally want him. I think he's going to be overpriced.
That face
But I
right there,
totally
man,
want this dude.
perfect. That unmasked face. I mean, even the masked one is great.
Oh, it's perfect. I mean, and I can see and I'm hoping. It's hard to tell from here, but I'm hoping you can take off that ripped up shirt
You
and
can.
that cross belt and everything off of him, and he's going to look much more like his original look from 2002.
Oh yeah,
Um,
definitely.
Which is probably how I'm gonna pose him. I'm gonna have him looking more in that original look.
And I'll repurpose that Norman Osborn head on a suited body and
Exactly. Yeah.
Get the Matt Murdock and put that head on it.
Yeah, put that head on the Matt Murdock body. That'd be a great double up right there. But I will probably, again, I'll probably take this cross belt off and the sweatshirt hoodie thing, put this helmet on, and have him looking more traditional.
Oh yeah, it looks
But,
really good. I mean, I might go so far, and I'm not too much of a painter, but I might repaint the yellow and the purple on there and just paint it all green, like it was back in the early 2000s. But either way, even if I don't, it's still a damn good figure. Love that Goblin Glider too.
Yeah.
You could probably just Winsor Newton or strip off those colors if you wanted all green.
I like it. I think it's going to be too much money, but I like it.
It's money
So-
well spent.
I mean, for you, if I buy it from you.
Well, I have to pay for it too. I don't get these things for free.
But The only thing I noticed, and I'm trying. We'll see if we can find this. Was there more with the Marvel stuff? Yeah, there's more with the Marvel stuff. Yeah. Here we go. More Marvel stuff. So Power Princess. So we're finally getting a Wonder Woman that looks like Wonder Woman.
So easy. I'm repainting that as a Wonder Woman. No problem.
Totally Wonder Woman.
Yep.
I'm probably going to buy multiples of her just because she's a great butt for other stuff.
Yeah. No, this thing's great. I love it. Great figure. Justice, great figure. Still incredibly disappointed. We're not getting the original New Warriors version of this character.
Marvel
Like,
boy.
I'm trying to build up a New Warriors, display over here. I don't want Justice. I want Marvel Boy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, I don't know if you heard.
It's a good figure. It looks great.
Ryan
I
King
don't want this
did
version.
say that don't worry. The ones that people want, they're going to be coming. And Dwight, he was accidentally letting a few things slip. And if you looked at Ryan King, man, he was like, oh, no spoilers, no spoilers. Dwight already kind of confirmed we're going to get the regular classic Namorita. Not that.
I wonder if we're going to get like a New Warriors like multi-pack.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Get them in their classic looks.
Mm-hmm. Give me a Marvel Boy and a classic Namorita. Boom. I'm good. I'll take them.
I like this Vision. It's on the Vulcan body.
Looks great. Definitely got to get it. I don't have a classic Vision yet. I don't have one in my collection. I've got White Vision, which is a great figure. I love White Vision.
Yeah.
This one looks good, but I really like that retro carded Vision that was kind of metallic that we got a couple of years ago. I mean, I really
That's
like
one
that.
I currently have on my.
All right, everybody, be quiet. Chris Star is here. Show some respect for the Chris Star. Chris Star is awesome. Chris Star is all.
Did you hear that there's a rumor here that they might be doing ROM?
They better do ROM if they're doing Chris Star.
I would kill for a ROM figure.
I could see them repurposing like some of the sculpts from Crystar to do that diamond-looking guy from the original Guardians of the Galaxy. What's his name?
Martinez.
That's it.
Yeah. I don't care. I just look, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Not a huge Crystar fan. It's translucent and it looks awesome, which is why I want this.
I don't even remember reading Crystar or anything.
I did read some Crystar, and I had the toys as a kid. I had the Crystar toys as a kid.
See, I never had any of those either, but I do want that figure. It's a nice looking figure.
Yeah, this is great. This is my favorite thing to come out of PulseCon. I know. Nobody else cares.
You need like a custom Walter White, put them next to him.
Yes, that's great. Get Walter and Jesse in there. Look at our new creation of blue meth. Yeah,
right.
This is great. I love this figure. I'm so excited about this figure. Yeah, it's the one I'm the most excited about. After this one, it's that new in-scene Spider-Man. But this is the one. This is the one that does it the most for me. I don't care. Everybody out there can laugh at me. I don't care.
If this does very well with a very good wide reception, or well received, I should say, they'll go back and they'll do more old school comic book stuff that they have access to that doesn't have a current property out. And if they throw one of these in every other wave or so, I'm down. I'm totally down.
Well, and like we were talking about last week when I was at the shop, when are we going to get Power Pack?
Hey, visionaries. Throw in a visionary every once in a while. I will take it. I will take it.
So,
one thing I really thought would be cool too is like the Pretender Transformers would make great. Their shells would make great figures.
Yep. Mm-hmm. But yeah, getting back to that Power Pack, I would buy a Power Pack set in a heartbeat.
Big Life Toy Hunt. So this is a must for me too.
Yeah, who doesn't want a giant meth? Come on.
Crystar.
Just don't try and snort him.
Don't try and snort him, but like,
this
is a must-have for any meth head out there. Come on, you've got to have Crystar on your shelf while you're doing whatever you do.
I would love a motor mouth.
You smoke meth, right? I don't know. I've never done it, but I feel like this is the New Mexico State mascot right here, right? Come on. Everybody needs to get on board with Crystar. This dude looks awesome. That is the best hair sculpt I have ever seen on a Marvel Legends figure, by the way.
I don't remember seeing him in the 90s or whatever, but for me, it would be a win if he didn't have the black leggings. If
Well,
it was in his green trunks, I would be down for him.
So this is straight up. This was my era of Namor, which is the Jay Lee era in the early 90s. And this is what he looked like for the most part. There's obviously been some modernization to him.
Oh, yeah.
But this was like, to me, this was the greatest era of Namor. Was the Jay Lee era of Namor was awesome. It got me interested in him. Previously he had been a character I didn't really care about. Like, he would pop up in Fantastic Four and whatever. But whatever. I was never really interested in him as a character. Even when his series first kicked off, and it was John Byrne, who, great artist, looked awesome.
Yep.
When his series kicked off in the late 80s, I think. But when Jay Lee took over the title in the early 90s, like, I got vastly more interested in the character, and I liked this savage version. They were calling him Savage Namor. I love this figure. This is a great figure.
It looks good. For me, my only particular pick is the green leggings. I just like him with the green trunks.
Yeah.
But that's my Namor.
Yeah.
But it looks great. It looks sculpt is there, design, the accessories, all perfect.
Oh, I bet you could actually do a lower leg swap with the older Namor, where it's like this, but it doesn't have
more than
black
likely.
legs.
Yeah, and it's I mean, he's got,
and that would like fix one of the big issues too with that mold I have. I hate when you put a shin swivel on a naked leg.
I always super glue mine together. That way I don't have that separation.
I fixed up one of my extra ones of that version of Namor. I actually glued it and sealed up those seams and sculpted over it and repainted it so it would be nice and smooth.
This is what I did with my movie Namor. I removed his beard and mustache and those boogers, that little green thing between his nose, and took off all the extra armor and made a more classic looking Namor. And I think this one looks better than he did before.
Yeah.
So the mentality less is more for me works very well. He still has his jade earrings and that stuff, but the less is more mentality. He didn't need the mustache and beard for me. Now that Namorita, she looks great, but again, I want
like we said, like
green bathing suit.
this was another. This is a good figure that is a disappointment because it should have been classic version.
But I am happy that they're actually using the new bodies.
Yes, true. And again, it's a good figure.
Yeah.
But why are we getting this version first?
Well, he did.
That's the problem.
Dwight
that's the issue I have. That's why it's a disappointment.
Dwight did come out and he was getting ready to say something, but Ryan kind of like, no spoilers. Don't worry, the other things are coming. So I'm sure they probably got it planned, like Jared said, maybe in a 2-pack with Marvel Boy. Who knows? But whenever they give it to us, I'll take it, because they really have only scratched the surface of Marvel characters, because there's thousands of characters. And we've got repeats of the same Spider-Man, Captain America, all that stuff, X-Men, but all the expanded universe in the Marvel stuff, all the second and third tier characters, we haven't gotten that many of them really. So to get even this version, that's a win. But hey, we got it. Good, done. Let's worry about the next Namorita that's coming out.
I am concerned here, and I don't know if you guys can see this. You can clearly see the red in the inner.
Yeah. I saw that.
And,
one thing I am looking at though, those are new arms.
Yeah, it's all the pinless arms.
Well, we've seen pinless arms on the females before, but these are all new. That's a new sculpt.
Well, as much money as they've gotten out of us over the past 10 years, they should put some new money into some new tooling. So
you know what I'm seeing with this mold right here? Updated Psylocke.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
Because the current Psylocke, the body sucks. I got it right here. This is one of the most worst bodies Marvel Legends made for females.
Yeah, it's solid. It's a good figure. I just, I'm still disappointed.
Posing, great dynamic posing. I will say that the wings on the ankles not over swollen, They're nice and thin, and then they got the wings added on. I like it. It looks good.
Yeah.
I mean, you could always use her as another Atlantean. You don't have to use her as Namorita.
Yeah,
That's true.
well, and yeah, I mean, we don't want any of our chick action figures with swollen ankles, because we all know what that means.
Big Left Toy Hunts is right. If we get the classic one first, nobody buy that one.
Yeah, we're getting our King T'Challa Black Panther, which is just a redo of the one that I've got over here from Toy Biz, which I love that figure. That's still my favorite Black Panther figure, is the old school Toy Biz one. I'm assuming that this is just redecoed and re-accessorized of the one we just got here
or whatever the
months ago.
It's got the same. It's the same sculpted. If you look at on like the clear pictures, the boots have the sculpted lines in it.
Yeah, they got the sculpted lines and everything, which is fine. I mean, makes complete sense. Good reuse.
That Black Panther, the one with the all black and the gray gloves and boots from that 20th collector legendary wave, that's all hitting Ollie's right now for $10.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, and I saw it over there a couple weeks ago. I passed on it because I've already got a couple Black Panthers that I'm happy with. Movie, and then I got the comic book one from Walmart from a couple years ago. I mean, I'm good with those, but I mean, this is a nice figure. But yeah, I don't need them because I already got a couple.
Yeah, this is not something that I'll pick up myself, because I still like my old Toy Biz King T'Challa.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see it is a good figure. I can see why people would want to pick it up.
Oh no, definitely.
It is a good figure.
It is good. It is very good.
So I dig it. I like it. Then of course we get the Void. Jared, you're more of a Void expert than I am, because I was not reading comics when Sentry and the Void showed up. Is this a good representation of the character?
Not really.
No? He doesn't look like a giant translucent crab?
It looks like it's got a bunch of scorpion tails on its back.
That lower tail on the other side looks like a penis.
I mean, and your problem with that is, what are you, homophobic?
And
Come
for me, it doesn't look, it doesn't look.
It's translucent.
Oh no, dude, I'm totally getting this. By the way, no matter what, it's translucent. I'm totally getting this.
The Void looks different all the time, so he may have looked like this at one time.
Yeah. I don't know, but I'm totally getting it.
To me, it's small.
I don't remember. Did they say that the tentacles or the claws or whatever they are on the back, are they even posable, or are they static?
They look like they might have some joints,
They look like they might have some rotation here and there. I'm not sure what else they might have, but I'm guessing, I don't know. Well, because first of all, the wave itself is what, 8 figures? Wasn't this an 8-figure wave?
I think so. 6 figures, something like that.
Seven figure wave. It's a 7-figure wave.
Yeah, this right here is the disappointment for me of the whole thing. I was wanting Ghost Rider in this wave, like Dan Ketch.
Yeah, we're apparently never going to get Danny Ketch Ghost Rider ever. Why? I don't know. But
is the Void Japanese? It looks like a tentacle monster.
He's a Japanese giant scorpion penis monster.
It's the year of the crab.
He's a hentai monster.
He's a hentai monster.
Hentai monster. Oh,
hey, if that's your thing,
please.
People out there listening, if that's your thing, that's fine. I don't care. I'm just going to buy him because he's translucent, which is going to force me to buy this whole wave. Which, by the way, it's a good wave. Power Princess, Justice, Vision, Crystar, Namor, Namorita.
Yep.
The only one out of this wave I don't want is King Black Panther or King T'Challa. But if that's what I have to buy to finish this dude, I will. So, I'll do it.
You said finish this dude.
Finish this dude. I will do it. Don't make me do it, because I will. But it's a good wave. I like it. It's a solid wave. I dig it quite a bit.
Oh, look, Black Panther looks like Black Panther don't come with anything.
Oh, good. I don't have to buy him. This works out perfectly for me.
There you go.
They made a wave just for me, because I do love all the other figures. They're all great figures. Even though I'm disappointed in the Justice and Namorita, they're still fantastic figures.
Did you notice the most important window boxes?
I know.
Yes. Classic.
So glad to see that come back.
Everybody was happy with the windowed boxes, and
now if we can get the plastic windows put back on the Transformer boxes, we have the holes in the boxes, but we don't have plastic.
Yep. I like it. I'm down for this wave. We already saw all this. We don't need to see any more of that. Is that it? I feel like we've gone through everything Marvel Legends. Oh wait, we didn't get this.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, there's a couple things. Yeah, so Red Widow. I do have a what you call it? I'm blanking.
Power Princess is part of the Squadron Supreme. It's like their Squadron Supreme's like Marvel's analogy to the Justice League, and she's like the version of Wonder Woman. And the newest version of Power Princess looks just like Wonder Woman, or it's just black and gold.
I do have a Winter Guard display down over here, so I may pick this one up to finish that off. Because now, of course, I've got because
I'm not familiar with the Red Widow. I know Black Widow was part of the Winter Guard at one time, but
yeah, because it's Black Widow. So just with Winter Guard. I mean, because I've got Black Widow with my Winter Guard. I've got Black Widow. Of course, I've also got Bucky as Winter Soldier and Omega Red on my Winter Guard display too. Just because, like, whatever.
I put the last Bucky. The Winter Soldier on with the Winter Guard because he is so damn big. That figure was oversized.
Yeah. There was also this one. The last one we didn't talk about was Doc Ock. We did not mention Doc Ock.
That's right.
Yeah, we didn't mention him. I like this figure. I don't know that I'm not as excited about this figure as I am Green Goblin. I do like that they're actually like doing something cool with the tentacles as far as making them more sturdy, where you can use those to kind of stand him up and he can actually stand on his tentacles and that kind of thing. So that is cool. But I mean, this version of Doc Ock, while I love this version in the movies, it doesn't really do much for me as a figure. Like Green Goblin, awesome. Love that figure. Definitely want that figure. This one, I'm like, it's okay.
I'm digging them both. I like both the Goblin and this one.
With the tentacles, they upgraded them. They said there's 4 bending wires in each tentacle.
And very stiff wires.
Give you more stability. Yeah, better than the.
Yeah, so he can actually stand on the tentacles, which is awesome. It's a great looking figure. I don't know if this is one I'll pick up. Just again, because I say just that version of Doc Ock doesn't really do it for me for an action figure, but it is a great figure.
Yeah, the sculpt is definitely there.
Yeah,
and Spider-Man 2 is like one of my favorite Spider-Man movies, so it's a must get for me.
It's awesome. But so the other stuff that I've got here, let me refresh this page. I came over to the Hasbro Pulse Facebook page to look at all the G.I. Joe stuff. We had already looked at all of these last week. Mm-hmm. And again, we talked about this. We saw this last week. I
really hope we get this new that Baroness in her regular colors. Yeah. That's such an upgrade for the previous Baroness figure.
I like the Baroness figure. I don't care about Tomax and Zaymont in their red Crimson Guardish outfits, so it's not a 3-pack I'm going to pick up because I can't justify that price for one figure.
Yeah, $9, I think what it is.
Yeah, I can't do that for one figure. It's cool, but no, it's not something I can do. Then of course we got the classified stuff here. We got Airborne, which looks cool. I mean, I feel like, and I may be wrong, this is just a repainted Beachhead, but I could, with a different vest.
Shockwave.
Sorry, Shockwave, not Airborne. Shockwave. Am I wrong? Is this not just I was looking at my Beachhead over here. He just looks like a repainted Beachhead.
Maybe the head, but the rest of it looks like it's all new.
Yeah, the body looks new.
Okay. We got Helix. I have heard of Helix before, and I know she was in one of the video games, but I'm not familiar with her character I don't know any of the details about her. Like, I just know she's a character in G.I. Joe from like the early 2000s. Does anybody know who she is? Like, is she a good guy, bad guy? I don't know.
She was in the comics, but I don't know nothing about her. I think she's just a good looking figure.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Originally, I was
know
going to
she-
pass
I
on her
know
when they
she was
announced
a-
her because I didn't care because I don't know the character, but it's a great looking figure.
I know she was her first appearance was in a video game in the early 2000s, and then that got her into the comics. And then they started making some of the 4-inch figures of her in the whatever came out before the 25th anniversary line.
Mhm.
She has a couple of figures out. I just don't know anything about her character. I don't know if she's a good guy or a bad guy. General Hawk is awesome, and as we've talked about before, we should have got this a long time ago.
Well, I'm kind of glad they waited because they've gotten so much better with their figures.
True, they would have made him into like a sci-fi looking superhero if they'd done him early on, but Hawk is awesome. I'm so glad we're finally getting a Hawk figure. We got Buzzer,
AKA Dale Gribble.
Dale Gribble.
Praise
It
Dale,
is.
praise Hale, praise Dale.
Yep, it totally is. Great looking figure. I love the head sculpt on him. I love the black.
I got to get him an orange cap.
Yeah. Before Dale Gribble moved to Arlen.
Yep.
He was in Cobra.
They were like they had an episode like on King of the Hills, like Dale, you didn't serve in the military, not for your government.
Yeah. Now this one's Metalhead, right? No, this is Ripper.
Yes, Ripper.
Ripper, sorry. Because I know they showed both of them. Ripper looks
we get
cool.
2 dreadnoughts.
They changed the color of his shirt, though, didn't they? Was it supposed to be yellow camo?
Not sure.
I don't remember.
I think if I remember correctly, the original figure is all yellow camo.
Yeah, so we got those. So I was trying to find more G.I. Joe pictures. I couldn't find any from PulseCon.
It's right. It's green on the original figure.
Okay, well, it's been a few years, so I might have it confused with somebody else.
Do you have any more of the pictures? Because I don't have any other one. Because I know we got
pull up our group, toy group.
Oh yeah. Here we go.
Toy tubers.
There we go. Yes, everybody should go over to Toy Tubers on Facebook. Yeah, there we go. So we're finally getting Classic Duke. Thank God. It's been forever.
And it's going to be on Retro Card, and they said they listened to the fans. They're upgrading the card stock to more like Marvel Legends card stock, so it's not those flimsy cards, easily damaged, and they beefed him up too, and it looks like Duke.
It looks like Duke, actual Duke. So yeah, that's a must-have right there. Same thing with Scarlet.
Yep. Classic
Scarlet.
As soon as they showed Glenda, and everybody's like, "Oh, I don't want the Glenda figure." It's like, shut the fuck up. Well, that means we're going to get a Classic Scarlet.
Yep. And she looks fantastic.
Because the Glenda was straight up Scarlet body.
Yeah.
They used
to reissue all these in the classic toy colors, and I would buy them in a heartbeat.
We got the
Tiger Stripe Recondo.
His original colors in Retro Card. When you see the little figure stand, that means Retro Card.
Yep. Which is great. I love my porn stash Recondo that I've already got, my Tiger Force Recondo. So
I originally was going to pass on this one version because I got I've upgraded my original one too, and I put better legs on them and stuff. And I really don't need him. He's more stealthy, like if he's in a jungle setting. But after seeing this and the great camo pattern on the pants, I was like, man, I kind of want that one now.
Yeah. And we get Junkyard Mutt. I love Mutt's. They pointed this out in the live chat, but I love his fucking happy face.
I love the good. They call it the good boy face.
The good boy face. That's great. Now, if we could just get Law and Order, I really want.
Look what they're finally doing too.
We'll get
multiple hands.
Yeah,
multiple hands for Joe's.
Yep.
They're like taking a page out of Valaverse or something.
I don't know what. Vala who? Vala. I've never heard of this Vala something you mentioned. I don't know. What are you talking about? Quick Kick, of course, we should have gotten him a long time ago.
Yep.
But again, to go back to what you said about Duke, if they had made him before, they probably would have screwed him up. So I'm glad we're getting
they made a point too. They listened to when it's a bare torso. People have things on each side of their pecs that they've been leaving off.
Yeah.
that second head he comes with is I'm not liking that one too much.
Hopefully it's just bad render.
It looks like he's doing duck face.
Well, even Quick Kick can, pose for a magazine once in a
And
while.
multiple hands on this one too. We got your open grip hands, fist hands, and Judy chop.
Although I will say, I have to say this, as cool as this figure looks, as much as I dig it and will absolutely get this one, I've seen several people do customs of Quick Kick from Shang-Chi that we got a few years ago that look way better than this. Just throwing that out there. But, okay, here's Airborne. This one's Airborne, right?
Yep.
Yeah, there's Airborne. Pretty generic figure. I have vague memories of Airborne as a toy. I don't remember if he was ever on the cartoon.
I think it's one thing that's hilarious on the live stream. I don't know if you noticed. These are all realistic weapons now with magazines and suppressors and stuff like that. They were calling them laser guns.
Well, they're just finally listening to the fans. That's all it is. I don't know what you're talking about. There's Metalhead. Metalhead looks awesome.
A dude just looks like he just stepped out of the 90s.
Yeah. And he should totally
It
look
looks like
that.
a third head is actually shaded out.
That's a hairpiece.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You just take the hairpiece off, put the helmet on, that thing.
Love that one. Then we got our what was this one called?
It's like one for
I
one
don't
of the
remember what
tech
he was
people.
called. Is this the Techno Viper? Techno Viper? I think they called him a Techno Viper.
It's something to do with like the his tank. I forget.
Yeah. Looks cool.
No, that's what it looks like. Doctor Disrespect.
Oh yeah. All right, so we got what's his name? Big Boa. Big Boa looks cool. He's got his boxing gloves and everything.
Yep.
Cool figure. I remember this one very well.
They actually gave him an
original
unhelmeted head where he's like missing some teeth and he's got some alternate hands with blood on the knuckles.
Yeah. Cool looking figure. Then, because of no reason whatsoever, they just decided for no reason to give us generic figures with very realistic weapons for no Valahu. What? I don't know why they would do this. No reason whatsoever. This is fine. This is a completely original Hasbro idea.
And Bob was his name.
Yeah. So this is the one that they called Rifleman Action Soldier. Great name. Great name, by the way.
That is so generic name, I swear to God.
But I love all the weapons back out.
Oh, it looks great. He's even got the cloth goods and everything. This is a great looking figure, by the way.
Yeah. And it's straight up, if in case you guys don't know, this is inspired off Valaverse.
Valahu? What? I don't... I'm not... What?
Well, I'm sorry. Action Force.
Action Farce? What? I'm sorry. I've not heard these terms you speak of. I'm pretty sure this is
what they call G.I. Joe outside the United States.
I'm pretty sure this is original Hasbro ideas come to life, sir. I don't know.
You're right. I'm sorry. I got mixed up.
I mean, what are you talking about? I don't know. And then we've got another one, another original Hasbro idea of a generic, recon diver. So I'll be honest. I may be the only one here. I don't give a crap about water-based. The water-based figures in G.I. Joe I never bought, even as a kid, because I didn't like play in the tub with them. I'm not going to put you on my shelf with your giant fins on your feet. So the water-based figures I've never given a crap about. That being said, it's a cool looking figure. I just don't do the water-based stuff for like my shelves and things.
Yeah.
I don't do that. That's not my part of my G.I. Joe collection, but very cool figure. Again, original idea exclusively from Hasbro. No, they came up with this idea of generic soldiers with very realistic weapons all on their own.
Yeah. They said they were doing like a nod to like the realistic aspect of like the military.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. So, nothing to see here. Move along. And then we get back to Duke. Okay, so we've got those. Did we have anything else?
Super excited for the Duke Scarlet.
Yes. Although I will be honest, out of all of these, if I had to pick one to get, just one, it would be Mutt and Junkyard. Like if I could only get one, that would be the one I would get. Because he looks perfect. I love the good boy face. He looks perfect. It reminds me of like I'm gonna be honest. My favorite GI Joe that I have picked up yet out of all of the GI Joe classifieds, not that I have a ton of them, but is Crocmaster and Fiona, because Fiona is awesome. Yep. Fiona is the greatest GI Joe classified figure they've ever come out with.
I picked up an extra one of those just when it was on sale. I picked up an extra one just to get an extra Fiona, so they can get Crocmaster.
Yeah. Fiona is awesome. So I get very much the same feeling from Mutt and Junkyard. So that's probably the one I'm looking forward to the most.
Gino's like brought up like you remember like after Sarge left G.I. Joe and they had their Super Trooper with the chromed out like thing.
Oh.
It's almost like they're like since we didn't lost Sarge, we went back to WWE.
Yep.
And they come up with that thing and it just did not work. I can see them.
Oh, we saw this. Oh, here's your Transformers.
Yep, I'm so looking forward to Tiger Hawk. The G2 Optimus Prime is just a repack with the window box.
Now, I just saw, didn't he just come out? They just did another version. There's this version of him on store shelves right now, but it's the purple and black
Toxitron
version. Yeah, there you go.
You have the black version, which is the Nemesis, and you got there's a new one that's out called the Toxitron.
And he's like purple and some different colors. I can't remember what it is. I've seen
purple and green.
Okay.
But that one is completely pointless because it's just the same exact G2 Prime in a window box with no plastic. If it had plastic over the window, it'd make more sense because then people can't go in there and rip the heads off.
Yeah.
And steal them. Or dust get in the box of a mint and box figure.
Yeah.
But Tigertron, I'm looking forward to.
Now, let me ask you, because again, you're the Transformers expert. This looks very like Japanese anime inspired. Is this from one of the Japanese shows?
Actually, no, it's come from Beast Wars itself.
I don't remember this dude from Beast Wars.
The last season, when he comes in, the Vok kidnapped. In season 2.
Oh wait, is this when they combined
Air Razor and Tigertron?
Yeah, okay.
They were combined into one body.
I do remember this.
I do
remember
Hawk.
Yep. The Vok kidnapped Air Razor and Tigertron. Yep. And they brought them, used their bodies to make this. It was sparkless at first, and when they freed the sparks to Air Razor and Tigertron, they went into the body and they became one being.
Okay.
It was.
Then I do remember that now. I did not remember that at all.
He's actually purple. The original Tiger Hawk figure, they released it and all the purple parts were blue, so it was not show accurate.
Yeah, when I was watching that, and again, know nothing about Transformers the way you do, but I was like, they were showing off all these figures, and they're like, oh, and this one's actually in the right colors, and I'm like, I wouldn't know the difference because I don't know what you're talking about. But good. He is a cool looking Optimus Prime. Like this is a good looking Optimus Prime.
Oh, that was my for the G2 Optimus Prime. That was one of my favorite Optimus Primes forever until they started the modern era. Because it was big, it was articulated, it looked great.
Good looking truck mode. I dig it.
Yeah. I'm surprised they haven't done like a movie repaint of this yet.
It would work, yeah.
A Bayverse movie.
Yeah. So cool there. What else do we have that we haven't looked at yet? Oh no, now we're just getting into stuff from before. Okay. Wait, look at this. Oh look, some awesome person put up a video on DCUC Booster Gold.
Oh,
Everybody should go watch that. That's what y'all should do right now. I don't know who this Matt Hansen is, but I bet he makes good YouTube videos. Anyway, what else? There was some other stuff here. RumbleCon. Mezco's RumbleCon happened apparently. I had not heard about this because Hasbro PulseCon was the only thing anybody's been talking about. So I don't know if anybody here. I have a couple of Mezco figures, and that's it. I don't deep dive into Mezco or anything, and I know they've got some of their original characters. But I'm not. I know Gomez, but I don't get deep dive into Mezco. So I don't know if anybody here does.
That vehicle is gotta be super expensive because their figures are high.
When I first saw the picture of it, I was like, "Hey, wait, isn't that the Valahoo one?"
It looks a lot like one of those Valor, the company.
Yeah, except then as I looked at it, I was like, "No, this actually looks better." But again, the price is probably going to reflect that.
I'm thinking actually this might be the other vehicle that company makes. They make more than one of those like armored vehicles, and one looks better than the other one because I wondered why like Valverse went with the uglier truck. And maybe they had to. They let this cut.
Maybe it's the same one. Yeah, he did say something about they're going with an established company to make the vehicle, right?
Yeah, it's a licensed vehicle. That Valverse truck, Revon or something. I can't remember.
So maybe this is the other one they make. That's a better, more expensive version. Now, does the lights actually light up on this thing? They look like they do here.
That's so photoshopped; it's hard to tell.
I know, but I do dig the Ghostmobile, the 3-wheeled Ghostmobile thing here. I know you can't really see it, but it looks awesome. That thing looks like something like a steampunk Ghost Rider would ride.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Like, put some flames on those wheels. That thing looks great. I'm sure it's ridiculously expensive, but and it's just not a great picture of it. You can just get a couple of pictures of this thing here. Well, that makes me want to get a custom steampunk Ghost Rider and put him in that thing. Doc Nocturnal. I don't know who that is. Is that one of Mezco's original characters?
Yeah, it's one of theirs.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool looking stuff. I mean, I just don't have any connection to this.
Fig Life says they do. The lights do light up. I heard from the Mad Hatter.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's a great looking truck. So, yeah, sweet. I dig it. I like it. Oh, Spawn.
Oh yeah, Todd had to show some stuff today since they've done.
Which, by the way, went completely under the radar. Nobody gave a crap.
The 3-inch figures, I do not order those here for the store. I see them sitting on the pegs over at Target.
Yeah, they will.
Big miss for me, man.
So don't give a crap about this guy. Cool wings, bro, but other than that, I don't care.
Yeah, he's going a little too far with the repaints.
Yeah.
Some of them are great, don't get me wrong, but some of them I'm just like, why?
That's kind of neat looking.
This dude looks kind of cool. Again, I'm backing away from McFarlane, so it's not anything I'm going to pick up, but I will say, it's a cool sculpt. Looks a little bland, if I'm honest. I feel like this dude needs a major wash over him or something. Mm-hmm. It's a little too bright and shiny for the aesthetic of the sculpt.
It looks like he's an ice character, I guess.
I don't know what he is. I know he's listed as a version of Spawn. He's one of the many different versions of Spawn. He doesn't look anything like any Spawn figure or any Spawn character I've ever seen before. He looks like, I don't know, he almost looks like a Robot Man in the face. The weird version of Robot Man.
Wasteland Spawn.
Yeah, I don't know. Disruptor. Oh, that's what they were calling him, Disruptor Spawn. Well, that's how I saw him. Maybe it's just Disruptor. Maybe he's not a Spawn then. I saw him listed. I saw a pre-order thing go up for him, and he was listed as Disruptor Spawn. And I'm like, he doesn't look like a Spawn, but okay. But I mean, it looks like a good sculpt. It just looks like he needs a wash very, very badly. He needs to be aged up and dinged up and stuff. But then we get our little page punchers. No, I don't care about these little 2.5, 3-inch figures.
Yep.
Nobody really cares. I can't believe he actually sells these things, to be honest with you.
I don't
He's
get
got to
that
have
at all.
some sort of a contract or something. That
He must, because these things are just sit everywhere I go. I don't know anybody who collects these page punchers.
Side displays are always full of those things. Nobody wants them.
Yeah, I don't know who this is for, to be honest. Comic collectors are not buying it for the comic.
I mean,
And action figure collectors don't give a crap about the action figures, so I don't know who the market is
It's
here.
not a bad price for 2 3-inch figures on a comic book, but still, I mean, it's got to be something somebody wants.
Yeah,
I was checking the company that makes those vehicles at the Valorous trucks based on the ResVN,
Mhm.
and the Mesco truck is not one of theirs. But
okay. It looks similar, but okay.
they don't. The one I was like really wishing they would have used was that one, because that one looks bad freaking ass.
Oh, that does look good.
They call it the Vengeance.
All right, so we got McFarlane Dune figures here. I do like the McFarlane Dune figures. They were very good figures for what they were. I don't.
And Fig Life, he was talking about the ones with thigh swivels and McFarlane figures. He could do it. He did it on the horse riding Dark Knight Batman.
He's not going to, because he doesn't want. He wants to be different from Marvel Legends, so he's not going to do it.
He did it on one figure. On
Because he had to.
Batman.
Because he had to get it on a horse. That's why.
Yeah.
But he's not going to do it. He does not want to mimic anything that another toy company does. End of story. He's going to be stubborn about it. So,
Yeah, no doubt. McFarlane, he's very headstrong about what he wants and what he sees. You know, and that's fine. You know, to each their own. But you know, you got to listen to the people that are buying your stuff, though.
Yeah, even Hasbro's listen to the people who buys their stuff. They're
And
billion-dollar
that's why they're
multi-billion
one of the number one toy companies in the world.
Whoever they listen to about taking plastic off their packaging, though, they should never listen to that dumbass.
Well, I think that was for a big tax break. Honestly, that
was to save them money, and then they could promote it as we're doing something for the planet, even though every product we make is full of plastic.
Yep.
Yes. Take plastic off your packaging for plastic toys.
Yeah.
I mean, how many plastic toys get thrown away? I was like, yeah.
And one, I didn't even, if it's a nice figure, collectible figure like the G.I. Joes, I didn't throw those boxes away until they took away the plastic. And then I started throwing the boxes away because there's no point.
Yeah. They're no good for display anymore.
Nope.
The Dune figures are cool. I don't know who they're marketing to. Like, I like them. I've done a video. I've got the whole first set of Dune figures, and they are really good figures.
That's a terrible soft goods cape.
Yeah, I just don't know. Like, those figures did not sell well. The first wave did not sell well. They went on clearance real quick.
It took a long time for me to sell them here at the store.
Well, it's just because, like the people who are going to see this movie are not also action figure collectors. And while I love the movie and I happen to be an action figure collector, I'm in the minority, and I understand that. So I don't really know who these figures are for, to be honest. Like, they're good figures. They look cool. But I can also understand, as an action figure collector, there's not a lot of excitement to having these figures on your shelf. You know what I mean? Like, they're well-made figures, but they don't pop on the shelf the way DC and Marvel and G.I. Joe and all that stuff does. You know what I mean? So, I mean, good for them. I'm glad they're making them. They're good-looking figures. I do like the figures. But I'm kind of like, I don't think there's a lot of people excited about Dune figures, to be honest with you. You know, I just don't think this is really doing it for a lot of people. Although decent Zendaya head sculpt, I mean, so good. I guess if you want to switch that out with your MJ or something, I don't know. If that nose thing comes off of her, I don't know. But yeah, I just don't know. I don't know who's getting excited for these figures. They're fine. That is a horrible Chris Walken, by the way.
Wow.
That's supposed to be Christopher Walken?
I thought that was an old lady when I first saw it. Jesus Christ.
That's supposed to be Chris Walken. And that is a horrible, horrible Chris Walken head sculpt.
It's a horrible figure of me.
Yeah. That's a good head sculpt for what's his name? Austin Butler. That's a good face sculpt there. That looks like the actor. So did good on that one. Is a cool looking figure. I could almost see this. Like if he was 6-inch scale, like that's a great
Ant-Man in a
Sith
robe
right there. That's a Sith character if he was at 6-inch scale.
Oh my gosh.
So
Yep. Doom costumes are boring and it translates
They
to
are.
the figure.
they are, but I will give them credit though. I will give them credit. They're honestly not any more boring than half the Star Wars Black Series figures we get. Let's be honest, half the Star Wars Black Series figures that you get, the costumes are not all that great.
The Christopher Walken figure looks like the old style Aunt May in a robe.
Yeah, Aunt May.
Right.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. But yeah, look again. The first movie was great. I'm looking forward to the second movie. I don't think anybody's excited about these figures though. So
No.
They'll go clearance pretty quick.
well. Yeah, just BBTS stuff here. I guess. Yeah, they put that.
The General. I love that General figure. From the monster.
Oh yeah, this dude. Yeah,
the fault head is Carl Weathers, and
Yeah.
it comes with a General Ross head.
right there.
And you notice the farther head? That's the classic G.I. Joe head. It's got
Yep.
the flocked hair and beard.
No way.
Yeah.
Robo wouldn't like that.
I don't know who the black-haired guy head is supposed to be, though. Unless it's just.
I will also say, I love this shredder right here. I don't collect best action stuff.
That looks like Strider.
It does, doesn't it?
It does, right?
But that is an awesome looking figure. I don't
Change
collect
the
this line.
head out, and you got a Strider.
Now the thing is, of course, these are 5-inch scale figures. They're smaller figures. That whole best AXN line is 5.
Oh, yeah.
What is it? 5.5? I can't remember.
And they're
Or
all the
are
same
they just-
size, so
Or are they just true 6-inch scale, so they look really small compared to Marvel?
They're 5-inch scale, but Best Action does. They've been improving over the years. Their first round of stuff that they came out with a couple of years ago, not too good. But now the newer stuff, much better from Best Action. Well, loyal subjects.
I will say, if I was a Ninja Turtle collector, like if I was like, I got to get everything Ninja Turtle, and I could only collect one thing, and your choices are basically NECA, Playmates, and Best Action, I would totally collect the Best Action line. They've got an excellent line of figures. They've got tons of characters. Their prices are amazing compared to, you're basically getting a lot better figures than what Playmates puts out for roughly the same price as a Playmates figure. I mean, I love NECA. I've got NECA turtles up here. I love them. They're great. I will never go deep dive into the NECA.
And if you're big into
stuff.
like wanting your turtles to be like a 5-inch figure for 6-inch line, they scale perfectly with Legends.
Yeah, but if I was going to go all in on a Ninja Turtles line, it would totally be Best Action. That is the line I would go in on. So it's a great line.
Krang in the android suit looks good.
Oh, it looks awesome, dude.
Yeah, I had that one here. It sold out.
Yeah,
It was really nice.
It's bigger
Yeah.
too.
Mm-hmm. It was a little bit big. I think it was around 8 or 9 inches.
All right, ladies and/or gentlemen, it's that time for me.
Yes, sir. Actually, I'm getting ready to close up myself.
Well, I think it's a good time, and then we.
Yeah, gentlemen, I had a blast tonight. It was fun as always. Can't wait till next time.
Yes, sir. It's great for you to come out and hang out with us. And
Yeah, I love it. Can't get more of it.
it's like the countdown music. Both me and Matt were going to sit there. Everybody in the chat, thank you for coming out, hanging out with us tonight, and it's always great to share our geekness with everybody else.
Yes.
We're all like-minded individuals here.
Oh, and
Yes.
our air conditioning this week too.
Oh, nice. You shaved it up. Let those cheeks
Looking
show.
sharp there, buddy. Looking sharp.
Well, and tomorrow night we got the geek chat, and
Mm-hmm. Weekend
then
Geek.
Sunday, and on Sunday we got Whip It Sundays. So full with the geek stuff all weekend long. So
Well, let me know if you guys want me to jump on. I'll be more than happy to jump in.
And everybody want to continue with the chat for geek stuff, will be on tomorrow on the Geek Fusion channel. And we'll see y'all next time.
Later, guys.
Later.